Nearly a year and a half after voting to legalize recreational marijuana, New Jersey residents can purchase it beginning today, and turnout is expected to be high for the first day of sales. NBC News correspondent Antonia Hylton joins us now from one of the locations where pod sales will get underway this morning. Antonia, good morning. So tell us how New Jersey got to this point and how people there are going to be able to buy it.
Good morning, Joe. Well, this has really been in the works for years. But back in 2020, voters here in New Jersey were asked a question about the support for recreational marijuana sales and the creation of a regulatory commission to oversee it. And it passed with more than 67% of people in support of that measure. That is the largest margin of victory for a marijuana question or measure in United States history. As you can see here, a lot of folks already lined up for this site here in Maplewood. The first person got in line around 6:45 a.m., and this place was not set to open until 9. To give you a sense of how things are working here, there are police blocking up parts of the sidewalk. Across the street there's an entire parking lot devoted to folks who are going to wait around or even smoke outside after they go shopping here today. And so in terms of the excitement and support here on the ground, as you can see, people have been waiting for this day, frankly, Joe. And, you know, this is right on the heels of New Mexico legalizing recreational marijuana sales, and now New Jersey is going to be servicing not just people here in this state, but people, frankly, in the tri-state area. There are people coming from New York to take part in this today as well, Joe.
Antonia, very quickly here, state leaders promised that the marijuana industry would be diverse and equitable. What are they doing to ensure that?
Well, that has been at the forefront of the conversation the entire time, and black business leaders here in the state have really put pressure on state leaders, on the regulatory commission, to make sure that this industry is diverse and equitable. In terms of how it's going so far, frankly, of the 13 sites that have gotten started today, none of them are minority owned, but 37 of the 68 people who have been awarded conditional licenses are diverse owners. So that means that within a few weeks or months' time, the industry here should really reflect the rest of the state of New Jersey. Take a listen to some of my conversation with John Harmon. He's the CEO and founder of the African American Chamber of Commerce here in the state. Take a listen.
New Jersey, from a business perspective, is heavily regulated. And so there's a lot of hurdles that you have to get over in order just to get in the process. And then the perception. Unfortunately, given that 1% of public contracts heretofore have gone to black businesses in the state. So the perception is that although the invitation was extended, you're not necessarily going to be invited to dine, if you will.
And for Mr. Harmon there, diversity in this industry is not just about who owns the shops like the one behind me here. It's also about who's in front of the counter. It's also about the contractors who are going to get hired to work on these sites, who's going to do the marketing. And there are lots of folks, all kinds of companies that can take part in what's expected to now be an industry that has $2 billion of revenue within a couple years. And so he wants to see diverse people, women-led businesses get a piece of that in every single part of the industry. Joe.
All right, Antonia, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.